What do you guys want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Throwdown Nation, we are live. It is a Tuesday night. We are rolling on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook, and Twitch. It is episode 181 of the Throwdown, where we celebrate the art and sport of professional wrestling with a strong focus on the indies. I'm your host, Matt, and today we are throwing down with a Florida-based wrestler, Rachel Ley. She is making a big splash in the business so far, having made appearances in OVW and the NWA, among other places. How you doing, Rachel?
I'm good. How are you today?
I cannot complain. I can't complain. I've definitely been looking forward to having you on the show and having the chance to pick your brain a little bit.
Oh, well, I'm excited.
And as we get started, for those of you watching live, let me direct your attention to the ticker that's running on the bottom of the screen. That contains all, or at least most, of Rachel's social media accounts along with mine. So, do us a favor. If you aren't a follower or subscriber, take the time to go to each of our platforms and do so. It definitely helps both of us. And for those of you that are watching this live, if you have questions or comments, just throw them in the chat and we'll either handle them as we go or do a little Q&A at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started, Rachel, with the first and the most obvious question, and that is, how long have you been wrestling?
It's been about like 11 months now, so we're not at a full year yet. I had my debut at the beginning. It was like middle of January, so yeah, we're kind of at the 11-month mark right now.
Wow, you've done a lot in a year.
Yeah, no, I have. I've been trying to make as much of an impact as fast as possible.
Gotcha. So who actually trained you?
So I started out at a little school in Nashville called FXC. It's unfortunately not there anymore, but I got most of my reps with Al Snow at OVW, and then I recently moved down here to Orlando, and I've been training at Flatbacks with Sean Spears and Tyler Breeze.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you really couldn't ask for a better bunch of teachers than Al Snow and then Spears and Breeze. I mean, you really have selected some great learning trees to sit under.
Yes, yeah, I've definitely been very blessed.
So, in terms of the early portions of your wrestling training, what was the most challenging aspect of professional wrestling for you to wrap your mind and body around?
I mean, it's something that I'm obviously still trying to learn. I only know about like 0.5% when it comes to professional wrestling, but just learning like the psychology of stuff and like putting matches together that make sense. I would say that's where I like need the most work.
Gotcha. Well, I know that you came to wrestling with an athletic background. You were a gymnast at Rutgers, correct?
Yes, I'm actually wearing one of my shirts.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, have you felt like professional wrestling, your gymnastics background, do you feel like that has translated pretty well into some of what you've done in so far in professional wrestling?
Yeah, I think it is a smoother transition versus maybe some other sports that are out there. And I mean the track record is proven time and time again with the superstars that are currently in WWE, that have former gymnastics backgrounds. So I think it does help with the retention of the routine as well as the transition between gymnastics skills and wrestling moves.
Gotcha. So, I'm making an assumption here because this has been the case for most of the people that have been on the show. Have you been
Mm.
a wrestling fan the majority of your life?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I know. And I've been told it's fine. I found wrestling literally like 2 years ago. I had never like I knew who like the Hollywood wrestlers were, but I didn't know who anyone else was. So I got um a DM from WWE Recruit, and that's how
Okay.
I got into the business, essentially.
Very cool. Very cool. So, since it's all a fairly recent thing for you, what is your first wrestling related memory? I mean, what was your first real exposure to actually what's going on currently in the business?
Um, I mean, I went to the tryout. Like I went to a tryout, so I guess that would be my first exposure, but like my first, I guess, like getting to witness wrestling. I was an extra for like SmackDown or something in
Hmm.
Nashville where I was living at the time. And so I was obviously like behind the scenes and stuff. Um, and that was the first time I'd actually been to like a wrestling match. Um, so the other extras were like, "You haven't even debuted," and I was like, "No, I'm just here to learn." So yeah,
That's interesting.
I know it's not typical.
Uh, I mean, this show is not typical. So I mean, we're definitely it's interesting getting all different perspectives and all different lengths of time of your fandom and such. I mean, I've been a fan since I was around 11 and I just turned 56. So
Mhm.
I mean, I've been following the business to one degree or another for 45 years.
Yeah,
It's been an interesting ride,
yeah,
and finally being a small part of a business I've loved for 40 years has just been really cool.
that's awesome.
And last night I had a guest on who actually is somewhat familiar with you. I had Matt Lloyd, who is a ring announcer
Oh,
down
yeah,
in Florida,
yeah.
on and he actually asked that you tell the story of winning the belt in Atomic Legacy Wrestling.
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, it was about a month ago at this point, yeah. Um, we were having a match and, essentially, they wanted to introduce this developmental belt, and they wanted to put it on someone that is pretty green to the business, someone that they can help grow, someone that essentially hasn't had a belt yet, and they can like work with them, get some reputable opponents with them, and just kind of help me help them kind of scenario. And so
Mhm.
the promoter there, Jason Dugan, he was like, "Hey, are you down to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I mean, his promotions in Central Florida and Orlando. So like I'm able to make it to all the shows. They run monthly. Or maybe like every 6 weeks, like something like that. But they have 3 arena shows planned for 2026. So they
Mhm.
are booked and busy. And I'm going to have my first title defense December 27th here in Orlando. And that show is called Reindeer Games with Atomic Legacy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've actually had Jason Dugan on the show a while back. He's a
Oh,
good guy.
nice. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's great.
So, looking through a lot of your social media and stuff, I can tell also that you are a woman of faith. So tell us a
Mhm.
bit about your faith journey. Were you raised in a Christian home? And also, the wrestling business can be kind of a dark place at times. How are you navigating the business while keeping on a good path and trying to live a moral life?
Yeah, I grew up Southern Baptist, kind of gone to church my whole life. In college, I was a part of, um, it was called Athletes in Action, which is kind of like Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Um,
Hmm.
so I did that all through college. Worked a camp called Ultimate Training Camp, which is kind of like Survivor, but like for college athletes in their faith, which was really cool. And then like I started wrestling, and I've been very fortunate that when I moved down here to Orlando, like I have a few friends that are at the PC, and so I started going to church with those girls and stuff. So it's been nice to like one, I get included in stuff with other girls that are signed talent, but two, like having like that community with people with similar faith interests.
Absolutely. So, away from wrestling and all that entails, what are some of your other hobbies and interests?
Um, I am a really avid reader. I have a bookshelf literally across from me right now, that has all my books on it. Last year I read about 100 books. This year I'm only at 38. But also I debuted this year, so my weekends have been more fulfilled with wrestling than reading. So I try and read on like all of the plane rides that I take, which I'm constantly on the plane. But yeah, I love reading. I love like going to the movies, working out, obviously. I've been an athlete my whole life, so I love going to the gym and working out. And yeah, I have a weenie dog. He's right here.
Oh, nice.
This is fun.
Uh, you know, I grew up with the Dachshund. They are a great breed.
Yeah. He's great. He was just knocked out right next to me. He's like, "Why'd you wake me up?" He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna
Nice.
go back to sleep now."
So, I'm also an avid reader. What are you reading right now? Are you reading anything cool?
Um, I literally just finished a book. What was it about? Oh my gosh. Why am I blanking? I need to look at my Goodreads. I'm so sorry.
Go for
I'm probably gonna start reading some Christmas books that my friend had recommended. Just like I like to read the Halloween books during Halloween, and then the Christmas books during Christmas. Oh, this was just a it was a book. This author has written a Christmas book, and she's written a St. Patty's book, and this was like a different book that she started with like outside that world. But I read like fiction, usually like fantasy,
it.
um, like sometimes romance, sometimes mystery. Uh, yeah, just like ACOTAR, um, like Fourth Wing. Those are all the basic ones that usually people know. Throne of Glass, like that type of genre of books. Like I've read obviously like all of the Game of Thrones. Like I've read all of the Lord of Rings, Harry Potter. Uh,
Hmm.
like yeah, all the basic ones.
Well, interestingly enough, I actually just finished reading Fourth Wing.
Oh, okay. The first one or the third
Yeah,
one?
the first one.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, yeah. So, and we're mostly a wrestling based show, but we do dabble a little bit into pop culture. So,
Mm.
aside from the books and reading, are you by any chance watching or listening to anything cool right now?
I don't listen to podcasts at all. I
Okay.
just I can't do them. I don't know why. I literally just finished Peacemaker like yesterday or the day before. What's today's Tuesday? Yeah, so I finished it on Sunday.
Yeah.
So That was good.
Gotcha.
I mean, like, they set it up for season 3. I'm not gonna ruin it in case people haven't watched it, so.
Yeah. So another outside of wrestling question, and that is outside of wrestling, what person inspires you the most and why?
Like, outside of the wrestling world?
Yeah.
Um, I would say I'd have to go back to my gymnastics roots, and, like, Aly Raisman was a big, like, role model for me. We also have the same birthday, so that's kinda cool, but she was in the 2012 and 2016 Olympics, and she's just a big advocate for, like, women's sports and, just mental health and all of that stuff.
Got you. So I know that you're presently in Orlando, but what is your actual hometown?
Um, it's Trophy Club, Texas, and everyone thinks it's a fake place, but it's not. Like, I was on a show 2 weeks ago and I got the, like, recording back with the
Hmm.
commentator, and the guy was like, "That place can't be real." And I'm like, "It is. It's a tiny town, suburbs of Dallas-Fort Worth. It's got, like, 8,000 people, so it's the only, like, town in that area." But yeah, little golfing community called Trophy Club, so.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
So what is your favorite thing about Trophy Club?
Um It's like it's like a small town in a metropolitan, so it's nice to, like, you have Dallas, and it's huge, and you have Fort Worth, which is big. It's not as big as Dallas, but then you have, like, all these cities surrounding it that are, like, huge. Trophy Club's, like, pretty small. Um, it's kind of funny, like, the roads have because the moms will take the kids to school on golf carts, so the roads
Hmm.
have, like, the normal for the cars, and then there's, like, a golf cart, like, lane.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds
cool.
that sounds really bad, but yeah. So, that's where I grew up.
Gotcha. Well, I know what you mean because where I live, I'm about 35 miles northeast of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And where we are, we're sort of right on the line where suburbia starts to meet rural.
Mhm.
So I mean, we're close enough to have the amenities of a big city nearby, but we're far enough out to where we don't have the negatives of a big city. I mean,
Mhm.
it's still pretty quiet this far out. There isn't as much crime as there is, closer into the city. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
Nice.
So you're still comparatively new to the business, and I'm sure a lot of it is stuff that's still very much a work in progress. But tell us a bit about in-ring Rachel Ley and kind of compare and contrast her with everyday you.
Um, so I'm pretty introverted. Um, like, I would rather be at home reading a book and hanging with my dog and cat than, like, out partying and stuff.
Hmm.
So, like, Rachel in the Ring, because my real name is Rachel Ley, I didn't change it, which that's a whole whole 'nother thing, but, I kinda just pull out this, like, not that I'm better than you persona, because it's an oxymoron in itself, because 'cause I'm green as grass. But it's just like, I'm cutesy, I'm pretty, like, I can perform, I can do what I need to do in one
Yeah,
take.
you're the princess of perfection.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, I do what I need to do in one take, and I can make it perfect in that one shot. So that's kinda where the princess of perfection comes from. Like, I thrive off of the adrenaline of having to hit everything in one take only, and getting that reaction. So, like, me in the ring versus me, like, in the locker room, I would say it's like not a 180, but like that's not how I act at all.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So tell us about your very first match. How did it go? What were your thoughts? All of that good stuff. Tell us about the very first one.
I mean, my first match was the first time I ever got to wrestle a girl. I had never wrestled a female beforehand. So we had to like planned out the match like pretty like to a T. And then Cameron Burnett was my first opponent. She was great. And she talked to me the entire time. I mean, like I guess you could say like performative jitters, but I think it was more along the lines of like trying to remember everything and like
Right.
just not like not being used to having to like remember something that long. Like a gymnastics routine, it's the same routine you do all year and it's a minute and a half long versus like a wrestling match can be from like 4 minutes to 40 minutes. And it's obviously a new routine every week or every other day whenever you are wrestling. So, like, just like getting used to that type of switch. Um, it took some time, but we're doing a lot better with it now.
Gotcha. So in your gymnastics days, what I don't. I may have the terminology on this messed up, but what event or piece of equipment did you specialize in?
Yeah, so you train and compete all four up until college. And then when you get to college, you can specialize or you can be like an all-around athlete. It just kind of depends on like what the coaches want for you. So I
Mhm.
trained all four events, but I only ended up competing like bars and floor. Those were the two that I competed.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, we heard about the first match. Now, if you can narrow it down, tell us about your favorite match that you've been a part of thus far.
I mean, this past weekend, I really got the honor and privilege to be the first ever contender for, or I guess challenger is the correct name, challenger for the WWE ID women's title belt. So that
Oh,
kind
that's
of,
cool.
yeah, like the match had already been set about like 2 months ago, I would say, or maybe like
Mhm.
6 weeks, I don't know. And Lainey Luck hadn't won the belt yet. So like it was just gonna be a singles match. And then she won the belt. And I was like, oh, okay. Like he's probably gonna like the promoter like is probably gonna put someone else in that match because like that would be a banger. Like let's bring in someone that has like as much experience as Lainey, like can put on a killer match, but like he believed in me and was like, "No, we want to keep it with you." And I was, okay. And so I was like, "Well, if we're keeping the match, can we put the title on the line?" And he was like, "Let me ask WWE." And Gabe came back and was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what you can do." I was like, "Okay,
Nice.
let's do it."
Nice.
So Lainey was amazing. Like I had never met her before until this past weekend, and um, she's obviously like a very experienced vet in the business, and being able to just listen to her put our match together, like she obviously like was like, "What can you do? Where can we put? What can we put here? Blah 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 blah." And like she put the whole thing together, and I was like, "Wow, this is so refreshing." Like it's a match that actually makes like psychological sense. And so when we got out there, like obviously again, I'm green, so there's some things that like I did wrong and I need to improve on, but like she talked to me the entire time. Like it was just like a breath of fresh air to be able to go up with someone that like is that seasoned, that like she made me look probably way better than I needed to look. And I hope I did like her the justice for her first like title defense. So that was pretty cool.
Gotcha. So, you had mentioned that you're comparatively new to wrestling, period.
Hmm.
But from what you have seen thus far, who would you say wrestling wise are some of your influences? Who do you look at and try to perhaps model some of your style after?
I mean, I've gotten compared to, I mean, it's all the gymnasts. Like, I don't want to say unfortunately because like everyone does stuff differently. And
Mhm.
that's how they're able to have so many gymnasts. But just like I'll see something that Kalani Jordan does, or I'll see something that Sol Ruka does, and I'm like, okay, I can do that, but how can I do it differently? So it's my move and it's not a knockoff of their move. So just like all of the gymnasts essentially, like Tiffany, Kalani, Sol, um, there's a few others, but those are kind of the big ones.
Gotcha. So, watching what wrestling you have so far, do you have an all-time favorite match? A match that just really spoke to you, and a match that has become near and dear to you?
Of like myself?
No, no, no. Just as a fan,
Okay.
just watching
I
other
mean,
people's matches.
it kind of goes back to the gymnast. Anytime Kalani and Sol are paired in a singles together, like I know it's gonna be a banger because like I know what those girls are capable of. So I mean, their match at Heat Wave this year was pretty solid, but I think their match last year at Heat Wave was like an eye opener for a lot of people, and they were like, "Wow, like these girls, even though they have like they came from the same like thread, they're still able to like make it unique to their character." So,
Gotcha, gotcha.
mhm.
So, this again may circle back to the gymnasts, but who would you say would be a dream opponent for you? Who would you that you're aware of? Who would you love to have the opportunity to get in the ring with?
um, I mean anyone, anyone on the main roster, um, would be would be amazing. Um, I would, yeah, go back to the gymnast because it's just I think like I said literally like 20 seconds ago, like you put me with someone that has the same athletic capabilities, but we just like change things slightly. I think it would be a really cool match.
So, thus far in what you have learned as a wrestler, what is your favorite move? What is something you just really enjoy doing? And on the flip side of that, is there a move that you won't do or you would at least rather not do?
I mean my moonsault's the pretty impactful one. And like that didn't take any learning because it's just from gymnastics.
Right.
On the opposing side, I will probably never take like I think it's called a dragon screw, where it's like an
Oh,
arm tag
yeah,
from the leg. I'm not now.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna take those. You can work my leg any other way, but we're not doing that.
Gotcha, gotcha. Have you done, or and I'm asking this just because I always love the way this move looks, and it's really seems to be the ultimate in cooperation with you and your opponent. Have you done or attempted a Spanish fly?
No. I mean, I wouldn't have any issue doing it. it would just be doing it with someone that has as much like air awareness and aerodynamics as myself. Because I don't want to go for it and the opposing person either is hesitant or like they don't have that like cat-like reflexes, and then we both end up not well.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like the way that I operate is like if you show me a video of something, I can replicate it. So that's just like if you're like, hey, I need you to do this. Okay, show me a video. Okay, I can do that. Like that's just how my mind works. So like it would honestly just have to depend on the other person. Because I know I could physically do it. And I'm not saying that in a cocky manner. Like
Right.
I just from like I have 18 years of like flipping experience. So
Gotcha. So, what is your take on the role that social media is playing as a promotional tool in wrestling, specifically indie wrestling?
um I mean social media has been here for a while and it's making an impact, and if that's how you're able to grow your brand is through social media, then by all means like do what you need to do in order to get noticed. That's what I like. I don't know. That's what I would say. I'm trying my best to like grow my social media from not just like a gymnastics fan. Like people followed me because I was a gymnast. Now people follow me because I wrestle. So having that like transition.
Gotcha. So, knowing everything you know at this point in your life, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Um, I don't I don't know. I don't really like to like reflect on like the past and stuff. Like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because I'm supposed to be doing it. Like that's just the
Fair enough.
easiest
Yeah.
way to put it. Like I wouldn't really change anything because I don't know how my life would have ended up if things did end up changing.
Right. Right. So, do you have any pre-show traditions? Any things that you try to do consistently before you walk through the curtain?
No. I'm
No?
sorry. I'm
Okay.
not superstitious. Like I guess like when I used to do gymnastics, like there was a period where I'd only eat Chinese food the night before, but that stopped when I went to college because we as a team would go out to eat, so it wasn't like I could get Chinese food. So, no, not really. I guess like I just have my water bottle, but I feel like most people have that anyways. I have my little Stanley cup, but I don't do anything. I don't have to do anything. Like I call the match with the opponent, maybe visualize it once. Okay, we got it. We're good. Let's go.
Gotcha. So, just kind of a quick rundown. What all do you carry in your gear bag, and do you carry anything unique or unusual?
um, I mean, my gear,
Yeah.
my knee pads, my shoes. Anything unique in there? Sorry, my cat is like, I don't know what he's doing. Stop it. Okay, he stopped. Um, he's like trying to escape right now. Oh my god, he's going back to it. I know we're live. I apologize.
Oh, that's
Um,
fine. Did the dog and the cat get along?
oh yeah, they're best friends. They are best
Oh, that's
friends.
good.
So, okay, he's coming back over here. He realized he couldn't get outside to the porch. I opened the porch door because I work from home. So he like sits on the porch every day. And I'm like, well, it's dark out, so we're not gonna sit on the porch anymore. And now he's pissed. But I digress. Anything crazy in my gear bag? No.
Okay.
No,
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
So, of the places that you have wrestled thus far, do you have a favorite venue that you've just really enjoyed performing in?
um,
No? Okay.
No, I mean, like, a venue's a venue, the production's great, like, everyone's great. I don't take favorites.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So something that we've done in all of these that's just been kind of fun is we've let the current guest pose a question for the next guest. And a previous guest of mine, a wrestler over in the UK by the name of Martin Cardia, he posed this question, and that is, what is something that you have learned in your wrestling career that you wish you had learned sooner?
I mean, I'm only, like, 11 months in.
Yeah, I know. I know. So it
Uh,
may not even be an appropriate question. So
um, I guess I don't know. Um, just, like, put yourself out there, I guess. I don't know, I already do that.
yeah, yeah,
Like, I guess, yeah, like, put yourself out there and know that it's gonna work out.
gotcha. So we're pretty much toward the end of things now. So do you have any upcoming shows or anything at all that you'd like to give some hype to?
This weekend we have NWA tapings in Tampa, so if you wanna come out to double taping, I think it's only, like, $15. So, you get 2 shows for $15, I believe. Well, don't quote me on it. It might be $15 per show, but I do know the number is 15, and there's 2 tapings. So, yeah,
Gotcha.
that's happening in Tampa, and then yeah, my first title defense for Atomic Legacy is December 27th, in Cocoa. So, if you wanna come out for that. They have a really stacked card. They bring in some really cool names and some really cool wrestlers, so it would be a great match. It's 2 days after Christmas, so that is if you're in town with family, you can bring them.
Gotcha.
And there's my
Gotcha.
cat.
Oh, there's the cat.
Yeah.
Well, as far as what we've got coming up on the Throwdown, tomorrow night, Wednesday the 10th at 7 p.m., we are convening the roundtable, and my broadcast partner Stephen Colosi and I are going to be breaking down this Saturday night's main event card for John Cena's final match, and just kind of giving our thoughts and predictions on the show, as well as just basically talking about some of the news and the business right now.
Mm.
And, and then this Saturday, the 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, so it's a special early start time. We've got episode 182, and our guest is going to be another wrestler based out of the UK, Big Deal Dante. And then this next Tuesday, the 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern, we've got episode 183. And our guest is a Texas based pro wrestler by the name of CJ Flores. He is apparently really making a splash out in the Texas scene. I've had several Texas related, Texas based, that is, wrestlers on the show recently, and I'm originally from Texas myself, so I've definitely got a soft spot in my heart for Texas wrestling. Yeah, I was actually born in San Angelo out in West Texas, and then lived for my first 6 years in San Antonio.
Okay.
And I actually haven't been back to Texas since I left when I was 6, but I still consider myself a Texan. So
Well, I'm a fake Texan. I was technically born in Orlando, so
gotcha. So when you were at Rutgers, how did you like Newark?
Oh, I was in New Brunswick. I was not
Oh,
on
you're.
the Newark campus. No.
Oh,
So
okay.
the main university is in New Brunswick, which I mean it isn't much better than Newark, but you know, it was home and I made the best of it and I loved the team, loved the coaches, loved the school. I was up there like 2 weeks ago for a show and I went and stopped back, saw my team, saw my coaches. So it was great to just like be back for even a little bit. Tumbled a little bit. I was like, okay, I can still do some stuff. I'm not that out of it that much, but I didn't get up on the bars. I was like, we're not doing that. I just tumbled
Gotcha.
on the tumble track.
Gotcha. Well, for those of you that have been watching this live, thank you. For those of you that'll be seeing this on replays and such, thank you for that. If you like what we have going here, definitely do the old like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until tomorrow night, with the roundtable episode at 7 p.m., be good to each other, love each other,